It's not. Okay, record. So it's just a little triangle, so it looks like a play thing for me. Okay, anyway, let's remind ourselves, you should have this written down. It says stratified random sample. That's what we're working on right now. A sample chosen in which individuals are separated into strata. Okay, what does that new word mean? It means groups that are alike. So if you take this sampling frame that I put on your tables, these are separated into strata. The strata being how many siblings that person has. So this is the one with 0 siblings. Does that make sense? And this is the one with 1 sibling. Okay, so when you see the word strata, I just want you to think like groups that have something in common. Okay, so separate the population into strata and number the strata. I did that. Does it make sense to you that this would be strata 0? This would be strata 1? Okay, all the way up through strata 7. I'm really getting the feeling that there's like 3 people listening to me and no one else is here. Okay. Calculate the proportion of each strata to be sampled. Guarantees a proportional sample. So this is the whole point. Why would we do a stratified random sample? Why would we go through the extra step of grouping? And that's because when we did our sample before, we could have got a bunch of people in the same class, or we could have gotten a bunch of people with a lot of siblings, or a bunch of people with no siblings. This guarantees you kind of that you get a proportion of how many people answered. So let me explain to you how to do the proportion. Okay. Okay. So first, what you do is you count, and I'm going to tell you something that's going to also make you think that maybe I'm not qualified to work here. I sat with my pen and counted how many were in each strata. Do you see why that was stupid? Yeah, it says the count right there. But no, I sat at lunch and counted the rows like a moron. It's fine. Okay, but there's 14. Can you guys all see that there's 14? Okay, and do you remember how many total students took my survey? 139. Okay, so for strata 0, that means they have 0 siblings. The proportion is 14 out of 139. And then I want to have my sample size be 12. And again, that's just a number that I just chose randomly. It was from table D because I didn't want to do 15, remember? Okay, so 14 divided by 139 times 12 is 1.2, but where is my calculator? Okay, so you guys see I got 1.2. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to round that to the nearest whole number because you have to sample like 1 person or 2 people or 3 people. You can't sample half people. Okay, now from here on out, can you guys trust my math that I already did before class just for speed purposes? Okay, so in strata 1, that means how many people have 1 sibling? How many students are there? 57 out of 139 total, and I want 12 total in my sample. So I'm going to sample 5 out of that section. Are you guys getting what I'm saying? So I'm going to sample 1 out of this section. I'm going to sample 5 out of that section. How many are in strata 2? 34. Thank you to the 1 student who is flipping the pages. So we're going to take 3 students out of that section. Strata 3 has 19. Okay, and here's where you're gonna start to feel kind of bad because the students with five or more, those all just round to zero. So we're not gonna be able to select anybody with siblings five or more. There's only a few of them. I know, kind of feels wrong. Okay, now what I need you to do is grab your calculator. And I'm going to show you how to do this with technology. The good news is we're not doing this with Table D. We're going to use our graphing calculator to select. Okay, so what's wrong? Okay, so everything that we need for this chapter is located in the math button, and it's very little. And go over to the probability tab. And the two that we're going to use, well, we're going to use three, but we're going to use RAND right now. We're going to use RAND int, and we're going to use RAND int no repeat. Okay, RAND int means give me a random integer. Okay, RAND int no repeat, what? RAND int no repeat means give me a random integer that is unique random integer, which is what we want. We can't sample the same student twice. We don't want to know, Ivan's answer to tacos 2 times. Maybe we do. I'm sorry. That didn't mean that we don't want to hear your answer about tacos. I just don't want to hear it twice. So, okay. Here's the problem. Anybody in this class have a new calculator? You probably, some of you do, or have never used these functions before. So what you don't know is that your calculator has a huge table of random digits living inside of it. It's part of its programming. It's programmed with a giant table D. And when they're sent from Texas Instruments, they all start at the beginning. So you actually have to tell your calculator to start at a random spot. Okay, so go out to the regular screen, put in any number. Don't use this one. Use something else because you have to use something else. Of course. Yesterday, we had a graph in Math 1, and I was like, you should have 6 or 7 lines when you're done. 6 or 7. They were so tired of me by the end of the period. Oh, I was having such a good time. Anyway, okay. So what you want to do is type in a number. Please don't type this one. And hit this button, which is the store button. So STO, you've probably never hit that button before. That was really fun. What? Oh no, I'm just teaching. Oh, it's okay. No, I know. Did her mom? Okay, got it. Okay, got it. Thank you. Edith, apparently the school would like you to know that your windows are all rolled down on your car and they're very concerned that it might rain or that somebody might get in your car. I don't know. That is the weirdest phone call I've ever had. Anyway, guys, I have no time for this. I love you. No time. Okay, so hit the stow button. The stow button gives you this little arrow. And then the math button again. And then you want rand. So you're saying, make that my random number, basically. So pick, it's Yeah, in probability. That's where we're gonna use everything for this. Okay, and you hit enter and it's just gonna say that. It's not gonna give you anything like satisfying. It just did something for you, I promise. Okay, so now go to stat. Don't go to stat. That's a total reflex on my part. Go to stat, math, rand int, no repeat. Now, if you have an older calculator, you will not have rand int, no repeat. You'll have rand int. I can fix all of that for you. It's no big deal. But this is kind of like normal CDF in the way that it has a very specific way that it wants you to put things in. So you guys know that there's 14 students in strata 0. So we're going to say, okay, we want one random number between 1 and 14. So this is saying the lowest number I want you to choose from is 1. The highest number I want you to choose from is 14. And I want one number. Now, we didn't really need to use the no repeat if you're just asking for one number, but I just want to get used to doing that. I just did. Okay, so it gave me student 10. So if I was sitting and doing, did you guys get something else? You're supposed to, that's why it's random. We're all supposed to get something different because it's random. Okay, so for my sample, I would go to student 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And ooh, who is the person in this class that said 10 tacos? Anyway, this would be my person. Does that make sense? Okay, now what? Which one? Yes. How many numbers do you have? Do you have all 14 listed in a row? If you do, then just take the first one. Okay. So here's a thing that you don't know. Calculators have operating systems just like your phones. They get updated with different, like, at different times, depending on when they're sent out. So all of them have a little bit different outputs for things like this. Okay, but I don't have time for us to actually like work on the tacos. Do you understand that this would be student 10, and I would say that that student has 10 tacos? Okay, do you understand where I got? So I counted down from here, 10 students. I said that student has 10 tacos. Are you good? Okay, okay, because I need to like do the stats and not the tacos. All right, so next one. Okay, now on this one, there's 57 students, so I want to know 5 numbers without repeats between 1 and 57. Are you picking up what I'm laying down here? Okay. So everybody give it a go. This is also really hard for me, as I was telling you guys before, because we all get different answers and I don't mean to like you. Just write down what you get. No, the n is 5. That means how many you want. So I want it to choose from numbers 1 through 57, and I want 5 numbers. I should have written those sideways. Okay, guys, let's just finish the stats here. What would this one be? Okay, I want to stop real quick and clarify something. Student number 18 would be 18 down in this group, not from the start. Do you understand what I mean? So I would start up here and I would count down to the 18th student. These are separate groups. Okay, just want to say, okay, so this is in group 2 or siblings of 2. Also, you can copy and paste this just like everything else on the calculator. Crap. And then you don't need to do anything for these poor souls that don't get to be in the sample. Okay, now let me just clarify. I know, I'm so sorry. So, let me just clarify what would happen here. So I would go to the group that has one sibling, and I would count down to student 18, just in that group, and I would look over and find out their topics. Okay, and then I would count down to student 20, just in that group, and I would go over and find their topics. And I would go to 54 and 57 and 30, just in that group, and find their tacos. Okay, then I would go to group 2. By group 2, I mean the group that has 2 siblings. And I would go to student 8, 33, and 21, just in that group, and find their tacos. And then I would go here, do the same, and here, and go do the same. And I would put that in one list. I really need to make sure you guys understand that would get combined into one big list. I would add them all up and divide by 12, get the average. All their numbers of tacos, yeah. So what I want to compare it, I don't want to do the math right now because I don't have time, but I would take all 12 of these people's tacos and I would write them in a list like this and then add it up, divide by 12, and I would get the average tacos for those 12 people. Okay, but do you see the advantage of stratifying? Because at least you're guaranteed to get a proportional amount from the groups. I do feel bad about the people with the 5, 6, and 7 siblings because they had no chance, but okay. All right. Does anybody need more time with this here? So and I have a feeling it would be somewhere around 3 still, though. Just from looking at the graphs of the survey data, there was a lot of people that said 3 and 4 tacos. I'm a 2 taco person personally. 3 tacos. Well, it just depends on, I guess, the type of taco. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, after you write this, I need you to go back to the blue sheets. And we're gonna actually skip one. We're gonna skip the bottom box and go to the top box on the next page. Okay, have you ever heard about like a company doing like quality control where they'll select off like every 10th iPhone and make sure that they shake it, it doesn't rattle or something like that? Okay. Or I don't know, 2 summers ago, I went to the Ford F-150 manufacturing plant in Detroit. And to watch those trucks come off the line and have them do like the safety testing and like they slam the tailgates and like all that stuff. So they randomly sample these products for quality control. That's kind of this style. So it says, guys, a sample chosen in which the first individual is chosen randomly. So they do like the 6th truck that came off the line that day, and then every 20th truck after that, they would check the windows or something. Does that make sense? Like conceptually, this is called a systematic random sample. Mrs. Talbot, why are they all SRS? I don't know. Guys. I want you to notice that the start of these is all the same. Okay, now here, when I say choose a random individual to start your sample, you would use table D, technology, or the hat. If you're writing an FRQ, you would probably say, put that many slips of paper in a hat, mix thoroughly, pull one out. That's the easiest way to write it. The easiest way to do it is on the calculator. The easiest way to write it is the hat. I saved my Western hat from Western Day for us to be able to do the hat method later. I have my slips of paper in there already. I brought fun things again. So, step 3. Okay, so when you're done writing this, go back to your notebook. And for this, guys, don't be rude. For this, you would use your original sampling frame. I don't know if you guys have it. I told you to have a responsible student take the original sampling frame. It probably already has some highlights on it. Now I say that, and I don't know where my own original sampling frame is. So it's okay. I got a lot of extras. Okay. What? As soon as humanly possible.
So maybe Monday.
I mean, whatever's fine. She already has it, so.
I'll do it Monday. So then that was the student.
Yeah, everyone else is graded, so.
I was sick.
Yeah. It's just been 2 or 3 now, so. I love this. I'm frustrated in general with the world. Like, they said, don't step it. Come here. Like, I'm excited.
No, on Tuesday at 5 and then Tuesday night after.
Never mind, that's the worst.
Yeah, and then. Tuesday, and then Wednesday. That's where my mom's like, you're staying.
I understand. Okay, all right, guys, show, shh, quickly. You're clearly done. Oh, look, the first step is numbering. How odd. Oh, goodness. I wonder what I should write when it asks me how to do a sample. Maybe what the first step should be. I don't know, for all of them. Probably some kind of numbering situation here. Okay, step 2, randomly choose a start. This is very much like table D, where you randomly choose a start. I don't like table D personally. I think it's fun to do the one time, but like I'm not like dragging that thing out. So I'll use my calculator, and you can use rand int no repeat because that's what we use most of the time. It doesn't really need to be no repeat here because I'm just gonna pick one number. So College Board's not going to be mad at you if you're doing no repeat. It's really okay. They're not going to care. But you just want to have a starting number. So there are 139 total students on my sheet. So okay, so it's telling me to start with student 41. Okay, and if I look at my sampling frame that I just stole from the pile, which I don't actually think it's mine, I think someone left it here and it's actually really nice. That would be this student here. who's in my math 3 class. Third period, who likes no tacos. Blaspheme. Okay, anyway. Okay, everybody good so far? So I numbered my students, I figured out where to start, and now what I do is I go, okay, 139 divided by 12, because I want 12 in my sample again. 139 divided by 12 is 11. No repeat. It means give me a random integer without repeating. Is 11.58, which I'm going to round to 12. So I want every 12th student. Okay, so what that means is I'm going to go back here and I'm going to go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This guy. Do you see what I'm doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This guy. Oh, this period. 2 siblings, 1 pet, 3 tacos. Anybody? 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 2 siblings, 1 pet, 3 tacos. I think that feels like a pretty typical response. Okay, but do you guys get what I'm saying? Okay, now what I really want to say before I move on is, you know how I'm going to count by 12s? What happens when I get here and I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, what do? Go back to the beginning, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, because remember how I started all the way down at 41. Are you, hello? Okay, okay. Okay, if you can for me, try to get this taped in, pasted in, whatever. And that's pretty much all we have time for.